MLG Pro, I'm kind of torn. I'm a huge Cristiano fan. Okay, I guess this game starts at 13 pop. That's weird. I'm a huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan because United's my team. But I really want Buffon to get a Champions League too. So either way, if that ends up being the final, and I think it will be, obviously now. I think today was 2-0 for Juve, 3-0 for Madrid yesterday. Either way, I'm going to be happy and sad with the end of that Champions League final. But back to Age of Empires, guys. In the blue is... Oh, hold on. I'm going to change the colors. In the blue is Viper. He's playing as the Vikings. And Jordan23 playing as the Vikings as well. Hold on one second. I need to figure out if they chose these civs. Ah, okay. It's Arabia Mirror. So it looks like this was randomly generated and we got Vikings again. I was going to say, why would they choose Vikings on Arabia? Good civ, but not the best they could choose from. Dave is with me co-casting again. And
Hi.
I'm going to talk about the maps. Above Viper's TC has his main wood line there. He has his main stone close by and his main gold. Pretty wallable map for Viper if he wants to do that. But there's a lot of hills for him. And this is kind of the theme on Arabia, to be honest, which is why top players like to play it. It's very difficult, and there's a lot of possibilities. Dave, I'm going to let you talk about Jordan's map, and I'll talk about a couple other things then.
Jordan's map's pretty secure as far as like the wood lines go. He's got the one pretty close to his TC. He can just wall between the TC and the wood, and he'll be fine back there. The problem for him is his golds, which are up on that hill.
Yeah.
Really, really messy. And the stones as well. He's in a crater map. So like his wood's going to be safe on either side, no matter which side he decides to take. Looks like he's gone for the left side, but his golds, he's going to have to protect somehow.
Yeah, this is the first time... Well, last game didn't count, but the game before, and so I guess the Chinese War, and then... Crap, what was the other one? Oh, it was the Vikings War on Ghost Lake. Jordan had a map like Viper's, and this time it's been flipped around, and I kind of like that because Viper got the short end of the stick a couple times. And that gold is going to be a problem, like you said. Also, similar to what I said on the Ghost Lake game, guys, you have wood lines like this, you can wall them off in the early game, but 100% they're going to be going crossbows as Vikings in the Castle Age, and crossbows can sit behind both of these wood lines and cause problems. So Jordan's going to need to be more aggressive, and Viper probably feeling pretty confident. He's preparing his drush and already walling the front there. With the gold in the back and with Jordan's on the hill, he's going to be feeling pretty good about it. Drush from Jordan, going to be coming out any moment now. These guys are so good, they're probably just going to find each other's drushes, fight, and that'll be the end of it. And it's all about, again, the economy right here, which is really what separates these guys. We talk about Viper and Jordan's micro, but what separates the best of the best in AOC is the economy. Like Doubt, for example, he's slower than these two. I've never seen Jordan stream, but I assume he's as fast as Viper is. But Doubt has his economy down pat almost every time, and there's the drush. Okay, they're gonna find one another. Such a sad thing to say that these lives don't matter, but yeah, these lives don't matter. Hashtag militia lives matter. Successful drush for Viper. But yeah, not an awful lot going on there. Not going to change the game too much. Jordan's going to need to go to his gold, so...
Jordan's going up for some aggressive walls here. And he's gonna get them down in time.
Yeah, wall on the left. That's actually a really good wall. Those walls are great. His map is so bad, and yet he made it look pretty nice. He has the wall on the left with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 tiles and 2 houses. Now his gold's completely safe, and all the action's going to come on the right-hand side. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's walling to his TC now, too. So, I mean, there's not much Viper can do here. He did sneak through. I don't know what time you're at, but he did sneak through, which is amazing that Jordan didn't react to that in time.
Oh, underneath the TC? Yeah, I see it now. I'm at 11:43, so I'm slightly ahead of you. But again, look at the times, Dave. Only a 5-second difference. It's not even a real second. It's just in-game time. And I think Viper's going to have the edge because he hasn't had the idle time to wall as much. But we'll see what happens. 5 on gold for Viper. There's going to be an archery range. There's going to be a blacksmith. Probably going to see the castle age time very similar as well. And then we're going to see the fight. Now, Dave, I'm going to try and put you in Viper's shoes. I know the shoes might be a little bit too big to fill, but I want to know what you would do if you're in Viper's situation with this map. Like, what would you be thinking about, especially having scouted everything Jordan's doing?
Boom, boom, boom,
Love your
boom.
stream, mate.
I want you in
Keep
my
up the good
room.
work.
And boom the night together. From now until forever. Jordan's already walled perfectly. So like Viper doesn't have many options for raiding. He can't even get to that back wood line from Jordan because he's walled forward. And if he wants to go through, he's got to go through that palisade wall, and Jordan could easily trap him over there. So like, I feel like Viper, if I were in his position, I would just defend and try and get the economy advantage because I have the back gold, I have the back stone, I have a number of wood lines, and he's on the deer in the back as well. So
Yeah, again, finding a deer patch. Last time it didn't help him out in the Chinese war, but that's going to be helpful now. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, at the same time, creating crossbows, once you get the attack upgrades, it doesn't hurt your economy that much. So once we see numbers of 15, 20 crossbows, I would like to see Viper get a siege workshop over here, or at least send a Mangonel forward, because all 3 golds are in this spot for Jordan, and that could worry him. But I agree. Jordan, he's a smart player. He knows he's going to need to secure this. He might even think about stonewalling or, yeah, adding extra houses now. But
I mean, look at the place that Viper's making his archer ranges in the back. Like, it'll take him so long to get to Jordan's base. He's already walled between the cliff and the wood behind there.
yeah, it's a good
to
point.
secure
So you're
that
saying
back
this is
goal.
defensive move then, yeah.
Yeah, this is 100% defensive for Viper.
Well, if you think back over the past couple games, I know these guys are very similar. Jordan was always the one, at least in the games he won over the last 3 or 4 games, he was always the one to play like this. And Viper was kind of forced to be aggressive because of either his map or, I don't know, some early game stuff. And Viper could never pull it back. So maybe Viper has a small edge here. He definitely has a castle age time edge, but Jordan did go up on 3 more villagers. So, you know, he's collecting a little bit more resources for the time being. That'll all even out in the end, I think. T90 on one screen, Raptors versus Cavs on the other. This is a good night.
Gonna be an upset, boys.
I knew I had to say that because Dave is a Raptors fan. You know, it's funny. Not that I don't like you co-casting, but you did just say to me, if I don't watch the Caps, I might as well not be a fan. You didn't say it. You weren't that harsh. And here you are. Streaming
Dude,
for us. Thank
no
you,
one
Dave.
watches basketball until the 4th quarter. It's pointless.
Yeah, it's true. You know what my dad always used to say? Which annoyed the crap out of me. It still annoys me when he says it, because it's so false, and he believes it. He says, whoever scores first in basketball always wins. Because it just goes back
Your
and
dad's
forth.
an
Back.
idiot.
I know. I'm like, no. But like, dude, growing up, ever since I was like 10 years old playing basketball, I don't play anymore, but he'd always say, just score first. And I'd be like, no, that's not the way it is, Dad. It's not how it works. So I always think about that. But anyway, Castle Age time for Viper. 80% of the way up is Jordan 23. And I'm comparing economies, as I always do. No second TC yet for Viper. But Jordan's going to be in a similar position. Oh, look at Jordan's scout. He's actually going to spot the archers, so he knows where Viper's going to be. Okay, never mind. He just ran right past. I think he knows. Yeah, he knows. He's sending the archers back now. Waiting for upgrades. And no Bodkin arrow, which indicates a defensive attack, if that makes sense. He's just trying to do a little bit of damage, but he doesn't want to get Bodkin because he wants to create as many villagers as possible. Stork AOC, these games took place in 2014. It's a best of 21. And AOC Zone said $1,000, but everyone else seems to think, because Twitch chat knows, they seem to think it was for $5,000. But either way, that's a lot of money for playing 21 games. Dave, did you happen to watch the Vikings Ghost Lake game I casted?
Yes, I did.
In that game, Viper didn't get Bodkin. This is very different with the way the maps are laid out, but Viper didn't get Bodkin and he tried to defend with the Siege Workshop. He's not getting Bodkin here, and Jordan is getting it. So I wonder what Jordan's going to be planning here. Oh, he's actually running in. Viper doesn't see that yet. I'm at 2020, by the way. Viper's gonna need to deal with this.
I've been chilling at 22 minutes for a while.
Oh,
so I'll
gotcha.
Just
Okay, no worries. No worries. Viper's gonna need to deal with this. He's gonna lose one villager for sure. Oh, what? How did he not lose that villager? That's insane. He's a back of steel. He is getting Bodkin now, and he's massing crossbows, but Jordan's gonna have a small hill here, and I'm guessing Jordan is gonna micro like crazy. He wants to hold this hill and keep Viper off gold. It's crazy how one simple thing, like not getting the upgrade or Viper running forward with his crossbows and not doing much, that's changing this. Viper is forced to go to stone for the time being. That TC's a mess. And Jordan winning the micro war already. He'll probably lose this army as Viper sends his first army back, but that's totally worth it. Jordan's 2 vills ahead. He's on 2 TCs and should go for a third on the gold, I think. I'm at 21:59, Dave. I'm going to keep the speed at like 56. That way you don't have to keep slowing down. Jordan's luring Viper away with this one crossbow on the right next to the barracks, and he's running in with another army. I don't think Viper realized that. Oh man, if Jordan ran in and didn't stop, he could have done a little bit more damage. But close game. Viper seems to be a little bit behind with his army composition and like positioning, but he has 3 TCs, and Jordan, last time I checked, didn't have 3. And he's going for the third now. Nice TC spot. I think Viper's big mistake, I think what started all of this is when Viper ran forward and Jordan scouted it. And Jordan, is he going to build a siege workshop with his villager on the hill? He's thinking about it. Yeah, he is going to build a siege workshop. As is Viper at the exact same time. Alright, Dave, I'm at 23:30, just so you know. Okay, so micro war. Jordan found the top of the hill. Viper, again, on the back foot. One thing people might not realize as they look at the overlay, Viper has he's down 2 villagers, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but he's had to relocate villagers and build a siege workshop, and his economy's idled more often, so it's a big game changer when it comes to resources.
He's got to plug this gap here. Like, he really has to plug that gap in the wall. If he could clear up that army of Jordan's near the gold there, and then send a villager forward and somehow wall that, that'd be really nice. He trapped the entire army from Jordan in.
Yeah, he's trying. He's going to send out a Mangonel, and he's hoping the Mangonel will make the difference, but Jordan's already going to be creating one. Maybe if Viper can get to the top of the hill with the Mangonel, that'll force Jordan away, but yeah, Viper went for all these walls, and they were just shot down. It almost feels like Jordan's trying to lure Viper away. Because why would he want to run to the right here? Maybe to get to that hill. A 1-for-1 with the Mangonels.
That was a great 1-for-1 because Viper's Mangonel died after he had shot that. So if your Mangonel dies after you shoot the projectiles, the hill bonus does not apply. They're neutral. So he ended up killing the Mangonel from Jordan.
Yeah, otherwise I guess it would have stayed alive on a couple HP, but another Mangonel's there.
Yeah, 1 HP. Yeah.
Wow, this micro from Jordan, though, he's still running his army around, killing as many crossbows as possible. Okay, as I say that, I jinx him a little bit. He's going to lose these crossbows. But he's focusing on the army he just sent in, and Viper, again, he had to run villagers away from the area he's currently at with his army. And he's lost another villager. He'll probably lose one more. Keep jinxing it, man. I'm going to compare
Jordan's
resources.
macro and micro have been on point
Yeah.
so far this game. It's crazy. It almost feels like he loves having two separate armies that he can control
Yeah.
and just harass the hell out of Viper's economy.
Well, it's amazing to see countless games where Viper's on the back foot. Normally that doesn't happen. Normally Viper's doing this, what Jordan's doing. Killed another villager and splitting up the army like you said. It's really important. Honestly, that's a really good thing to think about if you're playing. And I know a lot of people who watch this stream don't play, but if you are playing, regardless of your skill level, your opponent knows you have the main army. Just send another piece of military over to get behind a wood line, like a crossbow, for example. Just sit it behind the wood line. That'll idle the entire wood line. In this case, we have Mangonels on the left from Jordan and the crossbows on the right, and it's forcing Viper to have to go to both sides, and it hasn't been very good for him either. And Jordan's constantly holding to the hills. His crossbows are on the hill on the right, Mangonels on the left, but Viper's going to go for a castle now, so he can't re-wall that, I guess. So he's just going to build a castle.
Yeah, it's a pretty good castle, to be honest. Secures his entire economy at the moment, anyway.
Well, considering Jordan
Gotta
had a really
secure
bad
that
map,
gold in the back. Yeah, the game changer here was that early wall by Jordan. It was just it was in the absolute perfect position. Viper couldn't pressure him, and Viper had to play defensively once he put that wall down.
yeah, it's always nice when a player has a poor map, but we never even talk about it because they're so aggressive. Jordan needs to be careful. Well, like you said, Viper needs to protect that gold, but I think he's going to do that. Jordan needs to run away with his army. Try and keep as many crossbows alive as he can, because he's going to imp. I'm surprised Viper hasn't clicked up yet, but he doesn't have the food at the moment. Good trade with the Mangonel on the left. He's going after crossbows. He has to be careful now.
Is it gonna happen again?
That was
It
weird.
happened again. It happened again.
I
Two
know.
times in one game.
I'm not used to this. It shouldn't have happened, guys. That's pretty cool though. You don't actually see that often. Okay.
Viper's sending his army. He's gonna ignore Jordan's crossbows over there, and he's gonna send it forward. I don't know. He can't do anything with it though. It's gonna die.
There's one Mangonel, group of crossbows. Yeah, Viper needs to do exactly what I said Jordan should do and just wait for the Imperial Age upgrade. Jordan's getting ballistics now. I think he got thumb ring as well. What I like about Jordan's play is his map control awareness. He's on the gold on the left. He will know that Viper has the second extra gold behind his wood line. He's going to that now. And then also there's two more golds for Viper, and that's exactly where Jordan has his crossbows currently. So Jordan is just trying to suffocate Viper and keep him off of gold, because he knows Viper's going to be done with his main gold in a moment. But we are going to see Arb, most likely going to see some Trebs in the early game, but Arbalest, could even see Onager, could even see Capt Ram. This is going to be kind of similar to what we saw in the Mayans War, as far as meta goes. Malamadre, I don't have a score command. I have a scoreboard. So I know a lot of the players will have score commands, but if I'm doing anything where a score is needed, I'll put that at the top of the screen for you guys.
Ooh, Jordan deleted a section of wall. Is he heading out to build something? And Viper's crossbows are right there. Oh, now he's
Yeah.
walling it back up again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching the crossbows for Viper. He could do some damage here, especially if he gets Arbalest. This is going to force Jordan to come back, and he wants to have the aggression forward. What army are you talking about, or what group of villagers?
Viper's army. Sorry, there was a gap in that wall for a second, and Jordan walled it right back up again. I think he was going to send them out. But the interesting thing is, as soon as he saw Viper's crossbows coming in, he sent that other group that was chilling in the top of the map.
Oh,
So he's
yeah.
gonna go with his secondary army and try and raid Viper again. And Viper actually brought a Magellon over, prepared for that.
Yeah, so it's almost like Jordan recognized Viper ran forward with the army that he thought he was defending with. He didn't want to run in because he didn't have the numbers, but now he knows Viper's forward, so he's just going to try and do something. But Viper is trading so well here. Hasn't lost any expos yet. Nothing here from Jordan 23. And look at all the dead villager bodies. That's one of the biggest Vil slaughters we've seen in this series because these guys are so on point. Well, that Mangonel's being microed down. That's a good piece of micro for Jordan. And Jordan, he sees that gold. He wants it. He might be able to hold to this wood line as well and kill some villagers, honestly. Mangonel's still engaging on the front next to Viper's castle. Viper is making a trebuchet. Are we going to see another one? No, not going to happen. Jordan will barely get away there. I think Jordan's small raid next to the archery ranges, Dave, is a really smart move. Had he not done that, he would be behind, but he's actually ahead now, at least in score.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Viper's doing the same thing to Jordan. So
yeah,
he's
exactly.
been in his base with those Arbalists for quite a while now. So it's like tit for tat. They know they can't engage at the front, either player, because they don't have the eco or the army to back it up yet. So they're just doing these little side armies and trying to do as much damage as they can and take pressure off themselves as well.
I think Viper did a little bit more damage with his only because Jordan had his villagers idled for a while, and you can see it's hurt him now. He doesn't have the wood to refresh farms and things like that. Saying that Jordan's been better all game with his positioning of his army and such. Viper is, now that he's building that castle where his lumber camp was, I think he's in a better position slightly. But this hill on the left is very dangerous for both players. You can see they're making Mangonels, elite skirmishers, and they're going to the left side. And there's Capped Ram for Jordan 23. So two good raids to kind of equal each other out.
Be interested to see if Jordan goes for the relics as well. I saw one monk from him, and it got hit by the crossbows from Viper. But there's 4 relics on that other side.
Yeah, they're all on the right side.
Very, very nice for him. Like, very nice to get.
Well, this is a nice find for Jordan. He sees Viper running out to gold, building a mining camp. He's going to deny that. And now the micro as well. Arbalists are pretty good at taking out Mangonels, and Jordan's showing you how easy that is. Viper's forcing up another castle. He has skirmishers here, but skirmishers don't do as well versus these Mangonels. That's a good fight for Jordan.
Oh, God.
That was amazing.
Oh, jeez.
He still has Mangonels here to stop the castle if he wants, or at least take out the Treb. That was incredible.
I think he knows he can stop the castle if he just takes out the army. So he's going to do the army first.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough time now, but he's just going to hold to the top of the hill, and Viper's not going to be able to get that gold anytime soon.
Greets from Poland, guys. D.
Yeah,
So-
what is that? That castle for Viper doesn't even accomplish that much.
I feel
it
like he wanted to
kinda-
place it on the hill,
Yeah.
but you're right, it doesn't protect that gold at all. Elite skirmishers might help him out for the time being, but there is Mangonel for Jordan, and he's sending out... Oh, both players going for Onager, okay. And Jordan's going for Capped Ram. It almost feels like this time around, Jordan's getting the upgrades he wants first. He has Capped Ram already. Both players will have Onager, but Jordan's doing a lot more with his upgrades.
This is kind of shifted. This is, if Viper can hold near this gold, this is a really awkward position for Jordan to push against. Like uphill on the one side and then a choke point cliff on the other side.
Next to a
So
castle
we'll see
as well.
if Viper... Yeah, we'll see if Viper can hold this. If he can, then Jordan's push here is kind of blockaded. And it looks like he will. He's getting light cav as well to deal with the rams and the onagers or mangonels.
I'm looking at Jordan's resources, and he can make Arbalest, but he's forced into Elite Skirmisher now, just to counter the massive amount of Elite Skirmishers for Viper. It seems like Viper's done enough to hold this, and considering he does have the golds on the right, where Jordan's now camping with those 3 arbs, but if Viper can get that, I think Viper will have a huge lead here. But I don't know, it's hard to tell, Dave. I don't think the fight on the left is going to change the game, or end the game, I should say, but...
Okay, so Jordan's picking up the first relic, and Viper has Arbalest on the other 2 relics that he sees.
Yeah, I saw them
Nice
scanning
map
around.
awareness there.
And Jordan's trying to build more production facilities with the archery ranges, and that's going to get denied by 1 arb. And if the stream didn't see it, Lightcap has been researched by Viper. If he has the floating food, it makes sense. Lightcap counter the skirmishers, but there's still a decent amount of Arbalest out for Jordan 23. But his push is definitely stalled. He's not able to go past this choke point, like you said. No relics for Viper just yet. None for Jordan, but he is sending over a monk. Oh, okay. Yeah, a monk with a relic is coming back too. But my question is, where's Jordan going to get his extra golds? He has...
Well, you see he has the 3 Arbalests up at the top, so he knows those are there. And how he's going to get out there, I don't know. And Viper's going out there right now, actually.
It's so unfortunate for Jordan that those 2 golds are there. If he had 1 close to him, he would already be on it. But he can't commit to run out there. And Viper's already doing that, building a castle, and that's perfect for him. So Viper's probably thinking, you know what? I just need to camp the golds, stop him from getting the relics. And right now, he's camping the gold on the left well. And the one on the right, he's also doing a good enough job to maybe buy himself some time. Jordan will have 2 relics, I believe. But it seems like Jordan's desperate. He understands he's going to be losing gold within the next 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, he's just trying to hold on until he can take that entire gold pile at the moment. Like, you can tell he's not really concerned about holding or pushing on this side forever. I think he's probably more distracted by getting those 2 golds somehow at the top. Like, he's putting 3 stables down at the top and getting the armor as well, so he's going to go for light cav.
Well, one interesting point is that Viper just now scouting that gold where the Arbalests are with his lumber camp, with his villagers there. So yeah, he's just seeing the other one now as well. So he's just figured this out. That's going to change things. He probably would have been there earlier. You can see 2 mining camps were placed and villagers are running out now. And that's a lot of onagers for Viper. He also has 2 trebs.
Goodness.
Jordan's forced him to light calf, but he's just now getting the upgrade. He is getting siege ram, but is siege ram gonna be worth it? Like, what does that accomplish when there's so many onagers in light calf? It's gonna be rough for him without the gold.
Jordan's desperately trying to get those siege rams close enough to kill the onagers. And against the Viper, I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, his own house is gonna block his siege rams a little bit there. And he needs a couple big shots. That's what he needs. He needs these onagers to do something for him. It's to hold here. His siege workshops are below the hill, so he's gonna be firing uphill most of the time. Oh! You probably saw something I didn't see yet. Great micro from Jordan 23. Killed the trebs. Oh man, I think I just saw it. He did lose a lot of his skirmishers and arbalests, but to be honest, I think he's holding quite well. As long as he keeps his skirms and arbs alive to deal with the light cav. They're almost equal on arb numbers now. Great micro from Viper in return. Still keep in mind, Viper has all those other golds, and Jordan is going to be forced into pretty much trash soon. Viper has a lot more skirm numbers here as well. Probably happy to not even micro these and just let them fire. So I'm trying to look.
I mean, there's no
Wow.
gold there for Jordan anymore on that side. 241.
Yeah.
He's got to be focused on the ones at the top, and I feel like if in the next 2 minutes he doesn't get control of those, we might, with the way these players call it, we might see a GG.
Yeah,
His
you're right.
signal's
You're right.
really
Look
bad.
in the right corner, Dave. Look at that lumber camp from Jordan. He probably... I mean, he's thinking so fast and focusing on so many different things, he probably thought that was wood. but it's not. Also, a wolf killed a villager out there, which is always nice to see.
Woo, woo, woo.
I think Jordan's going
This
to
is
have to
not
shift
looking good for
focus
him.
to the right, but it's going to be so difficult because Viper has all the production facilities.
I think he's already focused on the right. He just can't afford to. He has to keep some presence on the left because he
Yeah.
can't afford for Viper to push in there and get to that wood line and all those farms.
So just to double check, Jordan has 2 relics. Viper has 1, but Viper does have control of the additional golds, even though he's not using them at the moment. But he does already have that gold on the right, which he's secured with this push, and his push is looking really good for him as well, because the light cav are going to kill those skirmishers, and it's going to allow the onagers and his own skirmishers to push in even further. And comparing light cav upgrades, Viper's actually ahead, and that's something that Jordan's going to need a lot of without gold. Light cav and skirms.
Yeah, and you never really want to go into the pikemen for Vikings.
Yeah, it's
Like,
always a bad sign.
Jordan's getting pikemen, but you never really want to do it. They're just
Yeah.
so much worse than halbs, even with the extra HP.
Yeah, not to mention that the main composition of Viper is going to be skirmishers and maybe some arbalests if you can get the gold to afford it. So it's not going to last very long, especially with the micro these guys have. So that's a desperation move for Jordan 23. He does have stables on the right, and it looks like he's trying to raid the golds and get them, but TC going up for Viper on the 1 gold, gonna secure that. He will have to kill those arbs from Jordan. I don't know how they got there, but better positioning for Viper. Might even this up. Oh man, and the farms for Jordan in the bottom corner. He's desperate for food and wood. And yeah, there's the GG. Kind of expected there. And I don't want to say it's map hacks or anything, but those 2 golds changed so much on the right side. Jordan did the right thing.
Yeah, but to be fair, Jordan knew they were there the whole time.
That's
and there
true.
Wasn't much opposition. He had his crossbows and then arbalists out there, and he didn't go out and TC them or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you were to ask him what to do differently this game, it would probably be go secure those earlier.
And also Viper didn't know about those till later on, and he was already winning some fights without them. So Jordan maybe lost hope because he had no gold left, but Viper was winning before he even started to use those. And he didn't use a lot of the gold anyway. A lot of these are still high 700s, if not 800. Maybe like 100 gold collected total from those piles. But another great game. That makes it 5-5 in this best of 21. I never saw these games before. I did not spoil the results, so I didn't know it was going to be this close, but I expected it would be close. Man, even if you look at the units killed and units lost, neck and neck there. The economy stats, yet Jordan collected more gold, but Viper was better in every other area with the food, wood, and stone. Technology, good exploration for both players. That's one thing I noticed right away. And then Bill High, Jordan was in the lead, but didn't work out for him. Did collect 1 extra relic as well. I'm thinking about it, it's still very hard for Jordan to justify the golds that are further away and like closer to Viper's base. Like at this level, it's such a commitment to try and get over there. Maybe if he got a castle up over there and pushed on the right instead of the left. But then if he didn't hold the left like he did, Viper would have had that gold anyway and would have been right next to his archery ranges. It's so complex. We can talk about so many different possibilities.
I don't know,
Alright.
man. As soon as he lost that, like, as soon as he couldn't push into Viper's base on the left there, should have gone and secured them, I think.
I think Viper going elite skirm early really helped out in those fights because Jordan had better micro, but he was fighting with arbalests and onagers. So the second he lost those onagers, the elite skirmishers killed a lot of gold units.
Roche, I agree with you there. He had a chance to deny that second castle. He had a chance to like delay Viper by about a minute and a half.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he
from
was
doing
fighting.
anything.
I think he was fighting a
And
few
even like
arbalests.
he made the right initial decision to mangonel the units, but then he didn't go forward with his arbalests to deny the castle. So it was a really small thing, but like if Viper, let's say Viper doesn't get that castle down, has to either garrison those villagers or send more, Jordan could easily deny that out of the range of the original cap for like an extra minute or minute and a half. And that gives him more time to do other things like secure map control, etc.
Yeah.
etc.
But it's pretty cool how we can talk about one decision. He had
Such
maybe
little things, I
two
know.
mangonels. Were they onagers at the time? I don't even remember. I think they were mangonels and a group of crossbows. We could talk about that and how that changed the whole game. That's why this game is the best game you'll ever find, because there's so much to focus on.